listening to In Between the Lines podcast with Shamar and Jay. Nothing is out of bounds.
Yo, it's the In Between the Lines podcast. I'm Shamar. That's Jay. You are the Pod Squad. Make sure you like and subscribe. Jay.
No, bro, what's
going on, man?
Another week, bro.
Another week, man. You sound a little tired. You all right?
Man, actually, I'm fried.
You fried? Oh, shit. Fried and died?
Bro, you act.
A lot of stuff going on in the week. What you want to tackle first?
Oh, man, crazy week, man. First, that's, I guess, a moments of condolence for the boy Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk, okay.
You know, even though he was controversial, conservative, lost his life, respect that, and just send out our condolences, even though his controversial comments and his way of thinking is out of touch, bro.
Yo, you think his way of thinking was out of touch?
Yeah, it was too extreme, bro.
All of his thinking or some of his thinking?
I'm going to say shit, 99%. How about that?
See, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say 90% of the stuff, to me, he's actually valid on. I think 10% of the stuff is
that's crazy.
over the top.
That's crazy remark. I can't believe
Yeah, I mean,
you bought that?
For most people, I believe so. Unless you're like a super gay or
say liberal.
Transgender.
Say liberal.
Nah. I mean, I don't think it's liberal because I think liberal people are against are with a lot of his stuff. I think it's the 10% that he says that people just put it all into one and everything. I can name them down. I'm pretty much you agree with most of 90% of his views.
Well, let me hear one more. Let me hear what you're talking about.
Okay. Do you believe in transgender women in women's sports, men playing in women's sports?
Okay, that right there, that's not my place.
I'm just asking.
That's not my place.
Oh, see, like I said.
Next question.
Next question. Okay. Let's go with, do you believe that people should be here legally and get jobs over you?
Absolutely not. Okay. I agree with that kind of remark. But let me ask you, do you agree with this one? That black people's better off in the 1940s under the Jim Crow law than today, opposed to today. That's crazy. Come on now, you bought that.
No. Black people have said this.
I'm listening.
So what I see, people don't understand, go in depth with it. What he's saying is we were better before we were integrated because we did everything in our own community. You take where we're here right now in Lawside, we were a product of black wealth. We had that. You take Tulsa, Oklahoma, all those things were because we weren't integrated. So we were more together. Once we were integrated, we took our money out of our own communities and put it in other places. So you think about Atlantic City. Atlantic City is close to us. Atlantic City, black people used to come perform in Lawnside first and then go to Atlantic City and perform for the white audience. They used to come here, spend their money, do all the things. This was the traveling point of going to Atlantic City, wherever you from down south. So if you was coming up from Maryland, whatever, to go to Atlantic City or whatever, you used to come here. This was the first free town above the Mason-Dixie line, the first free black town established above the Mason-Dixie line. So when you take those type of things, I think maybe coming from him, it might not sound good, but if you listen to like a black scholar who will say before the Jim Crow era where we worked together more as a community and not was trying to put our money in and being accepted in other things, I think it was probably about 90% good. Now, I don't think about the schooling and stuff like that. That was a little being segregated and integrated. That was a part of that problem that I don't agree with. But if you look at the overall totality, yes, I think we were a stronger community under Jim Crow.
Well, that's that way of thinking. I can't argue that, but that was not the question. Are we better off as people today than under Jim Crow laws? That's the actual question. So in saying that, there's no way I can agree with that because everything changes, everything evolves, along with life. Now, I understand your community part of that. Great for the community, keeping that money within the neighborhood and prospering off each other. Yeah, that's great. Kudos. But from an opportunity standpoint and evolving individually, no, that's not a good idea today. We'll be limiting ourselves.
No, I don't think I don't think bringing it back would be that. The question was, were we better off in Jim Crow era? I think we were as a community. I think we were as a community.
Okay.
I think we had black doctors in our community. We had everything was self-sustainable in our community. Yeah, you know what I mean? That was the Black Panther Party. All that was that.
A product of us and our environment. Yes. Yeah. That part I can't argue. I'm just saying that frame of mind.
Walk around that way, brother.
Is limited. You know what I'm saying? You restricted because there's a whole lot of world out there, and yeah, you're going to miss opportunities. And even within that community, it will grow. But that community, to really prosper, it will have to expand. Every community, every culture.
I don't think so. Can we? You think we can get a Tulsa right now? Why don't we have the Tulsas? Why have the black communities since Jim Crow has been there? Why haven't we built that?
Because I think, honestly, for an individual black person today, it is about the opportunities and the next thing. So I don't see that happening today because the times is too modern. Everything is modern. So then you got AI. So again, the world just keep growing. There's no way to have that state of mind and expect to have a lot of success or long-term success. Yeah,
Wow.
you can prosper within that for a period of time, but again, you'll be limiting yourself if you only function within that community or within that time in that way of thinking.
So to counteract that, how do other races and cultures do it? The Jewish still work with the Jewish. The Asians still work with the Asian. The Spanish still work with the Spanish. Why we can't do it? That's
not true. We are doing it. Maybe not to your liking. Can it be improved? Can it be more? Absolutely. But we are doing it. Whether it's the music industry, whether it's business, we are doing it. Whether it's small business, we are doing it. And honestly, right now,
are we doing it better now or then?
I would say now because
it's impossible.
How's that?
Because you've seen what it was before then. Tell me where your black hardware store is at. Name me one.
I don't even know of a black hardware store.
There was them back in the day. Tell me a black bank.
Okay, but listen, I get your point. But what I'm sitting here saying, you're still limiting yourself. You might not be bigging up your community or your immediate surroundings in Longside, for example, like you were saying, but you're still limiting yourself. There's a lot of world out there. So if I'm only going to function within Longside and do business within Longside, then I'm losing an opportunity in California. I'm losing an opportunity in New York. I'm losing an opportunity in PA. So that's the point I'm making. Those times at that particular moment, yeah, it might have worked then. Now, there's no way they would fly today. You will be limiting it.
I didn't say it would fly today. I'm not saying go back into it. The question again was, were we better off back then? I think, yes, as a community, we were better off back then. We could still, all these other races still do it. They working inside their community and sell to us. Asian people work with inside their community and sell to us.
I think that's going on in the black community, bro.
I'm just actually name me a business that does it.
Well, you talking about small business? I can tell you a small business. And name me a Korean business within their community that's prospering.
Chinatown, all of them.
That's a neighborhood.
You just said that's their community.
But that's actually a mixed community if you go over Philadelphia.
Chinatown is majority
That's
Asian.
like the Italian market back in the day. It's a mixed community now.
Chinatown is a predominantly Asian thing. Yeah. They work in their community, and we still service their community.
We got some of the same things going on, bro. We really do.
Okay.
You go out Germantown, Chestnut Avenue, Chestnut Hill, all that. Yeah, and matter of fact, you go out Southwest, all up Woodland Avenue. All them black-owned businesses right there, prospering.
Restaurants?
Yes, bro.
That's it.
Okay, bro, listen.
That's what I'm saying. That's all we stuck to is restaurants and barbershops.
Who said that? You're saying that.
No, I'm not saying that's reality when you go out there.
I don't agree with that. Actually, I know a couple tax places up there, accounting places up there. My daughter used to work in one. So, bro, it's happening. Maybe not to the degree that you would like it to happen.
No, it ain't what I would like. I'm just going off the question, were we better then than now?
I would still have to say now because, again, you're boxing yourself in within that community when you talk about better off. You want to be dealing with the rest of the world, not just that community.
Right. You can still deal with the rest of the world and have your community. Is our community right?
Bro, ain't no community right.
Okay. So...
Wait. What's wrong with our community? Start there. Let me hear that.
Killings, the
that's in every community, bro.
It is?
Yes.
No, that's not true.
Yes, we may have more, but it's in every community.
That's not true.
Bro, don't blackball us.
I'm not blackballing. I'm just keeping it real.
People don't die in Beverly Hills every day?
Off of shootings? No.
Yeah,
no.
You are. Okay.
No,
it might not.
They don't.
It might be one. What about LA? Anywhere in LA, and opposed to
outside of the
Chicago,
outside of the inner cities? No, it's not. That is not common, brother. That is not common.
This is happening more in our community. You can say that, and I would agree with that.
It happens way more.
It's okay.
When the last time somebody got shot in Cherry Hill?
But listen, it is way more. But the reality is this: it's in every neighborhood.
It is not in every.
Okay, where the white boy Charlie Kirk just get killed at?
Utah.
And was that a white community?
Yes.
And was that a college environment? That doesn't, bro. First of all,
right? You can't pick and choose one time versus you have 10 a day.
Hold on, but see, here's my point, Mark. In saying that, this is the point I'm making. It's everywhere.
It's not everywhere.
If you want to say Philadelphia is higher than it, that's fine. You be no argument. But what I'm just saying, bro, it ain't a place or a pocket in this country where it ain't some type of violence going on.
That's not true.
Okay,
that's not true.
Okay.
The last time I had somebody hurt in Haddonfield.
I don't know. I don't watch the news. And
we watch the news 4 times a day.
Well, they got the county. They got the county paper. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. How many heroin addicts is in Haddonfield?
Now you can say drugs. You can say drugs is every community.
I'm just saying, man. I understand your point, but it's everywhere. Don't just do what's like that. That's all I'm saying.
That's the disingenuous statement.
No, that's the light skin philosophy.
No, that's not. I just keeping it real, man. And,
this ain't Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but definitely. Like I said, most of Charlie Kirk rhetoric, I think most people would agree with. I just think that
I do believe too. I think that's a age thing. some that extreme thinking might fly for the young folks.
But is it?
But for the mature individual who have seen some things, experienced some things in life, they ain't touching that shit.
What you mean ain't touching it?
Ain't touching that shit.
I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying his way of thinking is radical, in my opinion.
I don't think it's radical.
Okay, that's you.
But I just named two things you would basically agree with. And if I name a third, watch this.
Right.
Do you think a man and woman is that? Or do you think a woman...
Wait, is what?
A man and a woman is a man and a woman? Or do you think a man can just say he a woman and he be a woman?
Man, I don't give a shit about none of that.
I'm just asking what you think.
Okay, all right, here's my thoughts on that. I don't give a shit.
See, but that's not that.
No, let me finish.
You're dancing around the question.
No, let me finish.
I don't give a shit. It's dancing around the question.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Hear me out. Personally, about that individual, I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a shit, like I was saying. But at the same time, too, my mindset is this. I'm no better than anybody else. I'm that kind of guy. I'm not in no position, and this is my opinion and assessing myself, to think that I'm better than anybody, can judge to a point to where as though it's degrading, or judging because how you choose to live. I just think that's too much power.
No, I don't think he was ever judging. What he was saying is, this is what I'm saying. People take excerpts off of what he's saying. What he's saying is, you have the right to call yourself whatever, but you can't force me to call you whatever. I have a right to believe what I believe. Basically what you just said. So in essence, you agree what he said.
Okay, because again, I'm not going to have a problem with that. But what's the bull? Kris Jenner and what's this? The Elliot's?
Kris Jenner and Bruce Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner?
Caitlyn Jenner, yeah. Bruce Jenner.
Pitch you like this. That's a perfect example, to be honest with you. Do we call him Bruce Jenner or do we call him Caitlyn Jenner? I'm just going to say this. If I'm walking in the room and he's there and I got to say hello, Mr. Jenner, what the fuck do you want me to say?
Right, but if he get upset and say you're a racist and you're a transgenderism, is that true? You know what he is.
But no, listen.
It shouldn't force you to say.
I would immediately have to show some kind of empathy because it's my apology. I don't know about the changes you had. But at the same time, too, I'm just trying to show you respect. And so if you can forgive me, Mr. Caitlyn Bruce Jenner, you know what I'm saying? It ain't personal. Right. I didn't know.
So I'm going to give you another point.
Oh, boy.
Would you agree with that they should be teaching transgender in grade school?
I don't agree with that.
So you're basically agreeing with everything he's saying.
That ain't true. That
is true. That's what I'm just saying. They pick and choose hot topics that you might not agree with and label them as that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let me answer that and why I don't agree. That's school. That ain't education. You can't have health all day.
I totally agree with that.
You can't have health class all day. But in saying that, I don't think that's the place, to me, to be teaching, that kind of, I don't want to say rhetoric, but that kind of sexuality, in my opinion. That's an opinion.
Correct. And listen, like you have basically almost agree with a lot of points. There's more points we can go in, but we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
pieces of them points.
What I'm saying is that's majority of his talking points.
Okay. They'll
take some parts that are very extreme and things of that nature where I think he goes a little overboard, and I say that too. And what I tell people is I just don't label them totally. Everybody has some good to say. Everybody has some bad to say. You can't take away that, whether it be it was things I didn't agree with Barack Obama. It was things I don't agree with Charlie Kirk. Yeah. You know what I mean? But people just label that like he was just all wrong. And when you break down his points of what he's talking, people be like, oh yeah, I kind of agree with that. You know what I mean? Unless, like I said, you were extreme transgender or extreme gay rights supporter, you would think he was over the top. But if you were a casual person, most people will, in my opinion,
casual.
And
not diehard, enthusiasts.
Yeah, I think most people have conservative views and conservative values.
Can't really argue that too.
Yeah.
But I do think when you had a continuous conversation, people become open more and more receptive to your individuality. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's because the dialogue. Yeah. It may intensify or may be a different version that you're hearing or seeing from that person, which make their point valid, which may open your view. But again, that's just people being people and have difference of opinions and different outlooks. And that's fair to me, bro.
That's fair to me too. Like, you could do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? But like I said, when you force it in schools and think it's supposed to be out there where my values is different, I don't think that part is
can't agree with that.
agreeable and everything. What else you got?